Ramblin' Man Moto here. Beautiful day to Commonwealth of Virginia. You want to hear about Southside Speedway in Virginia? That's where I'm headed right now. Alright guys, like I said, I'm just using this nice weather as an excuse to get out and ride the motorcycle today on the 2022 Indian Springfield. I have to admit, I've gotten used to riding the Indian Roadmaster. It feels a little obviously different. You're behind the windshield and the fairing, less wind, big speaker system with music coming out. I got music here, you can't hear it if it's playing, but it's inside my helmet. And I have to keep my visor down. I guess I don't have to, but I do when I'm on this bike versus the other one. I keep my visor open, a little more fresh air. I get a little worried about getting a rock to the face or something, or too much wind really with this visor up. And heck, this time of year you got wasps that fly in if you're sitting still, or maybe even moving, I guess. Alright, I'm getting real frustrated with this Garmin. It keeps disconnecting, and I don't know if the battery terminal connections are loose or if this thing behind it is dirty or loose. It's unsafe and it's annoying. I'm probably gonna have to take the whole thing apart, check all the connections. It's been doing it, but I've been on the Roadmaster so much I haven't really paid attention. How many of you mount your iPhones to the handlebars? I do not mount my iPhone because of all the horror stories I've read about the cameras being ruined due to the vibration. Now, I know many people say they mount theirs and have no problem. There was a cop sitting here just a few minutes ago, right there. Then there's that company that makes the mount that is supposed to either control the vibration or whatever. But I've read other people that have said they've used that mount and their camera was still ruined on their phones. Sometimes I've thought about like buying an older iPhone just to put on the motorcycle, but then I gotta have another device, you know, pay for it to be connected to cell. Don't want that. Frankly, I like not having a cell phone on, but it is convenient. I get that. This was not cheap, the Zumo. What gets frustrating is when it keeps disconnecting. I'll go for an hour with no problem, and then out of the blue it'll disconnect again. I read online that the little piece behind it, the little charger piece, could be dirty, or it may need to be pushed up a little more, or it could be the connections at the battery are loose. I've just been procrastinating. I think I looked at it, not the battery. I swear every time I gotta get to the battery, you have to take off the side covers, then 2 bolts, and there's always a chance on this bike with these soft bolts that you'll screw one of the bolts up, and a simple project turns into a multi-day project. But I have gotten used to riding the Roadmaster. I'd have to say I probably prefer that one mostly. I'm debating whether to keep both bikes or not. I feel like I've put so much money into the bikes. You want to let me get by there before you try to get in front of that truck? I swear, man. The running start. So I am headed to Southside Speedway. So for those unfamiliar, Southside Speedway is in Chesterfield, Virginia. It's been there since I was a kid. And as a kid and a teenager, I remember I went there a couple times. And they have these old races go around this small oval track. I'll put up some historical tidbits maybe here in the comments or in the subtitle area, whatever. I think it closed for a while due to money flow, cash flow issues. Then I think recently somebody's talked about buying it or did buy it and talking about reopening it. I remember, we lived not too far from there growing up for a while, and the sound really could travel, especially certain times of year, right? And you would hear these cars going around. And of course, when we were riding bicycles, we would kind of 4 things stand out. We would play basketball, football, wrestling, and bicycles. And maybe a 5th one, playing war. These were all, and maybe all in the same day, as fast as we could from activity to activity. But on the race cars, we would imitate the race cars on our bicycles at a track that one guy had in his backyard. Man, we would ride those things for hours, imitating race cars. Mostly played basketball. You could hear those sounds on Friday nights. It's when they would have the races there, at least when I was a kid. I think 7 p.m. on Friday nights at Southside Speedway. And they would have, I'm running off memory, but they would have like commercials. Because it's not just Southside Speedway, it's Southside Speedway. And I also remember it as a teenager, once I started driving, this buddy of mine that I'd known since middle school, he wanted to enter a car in the demolition derby that they had, because they had, he'd win some small prize, I don't remember what it was, for first place or something. He wanted to enter this demolition derby. It did seem kind of cool. But of course, I don't think he wanted to enter it with his car or vehicle, whatever he had that he was talking about. Let's do it, dude. Alas, we did not enter the demolition derby. But anyhow, I'm a drone pilot. I have my Part 107, and I turn down paid gigs. Maybe one of these days I'll organize and start doing some of the stuff for money. But I do like flying the drone for fun. And when I thought I might see if there was a way I could fly out there and fly over Southside Speedway. So that's where I'm headed right now. It's up or something. We're going to be making a left. A left, I think. And is that Geneto? My wife always laughs like Beavis and Butthead at the name of that road. Geneto. I never thought about it. I grew up on this side of town. It was around Geneto Road, and my wife, in Beavis and Butthead fashion, calls it Genitalia Road, which never crossed my mind. You would think it would have. Nope. I went to see Clint Black, I think it was, right around here in a concert not too long ago, maybe last year. And Southside Speedway is down here on the left. Can't park at the high school. Those businesses, if that's businesses right there, might be a good option. Here's Southside Speedway. Guess it's on this side. Can't really see this map well with all the reflection and sun. Yeah, I think we went and saw Clint Black there. Yep. Auto parts store. I think I was supposed to turn right there for Southside Speedway, which I could park there probably and fly the drone right there. Nobody would probably even pay me any mind. Hopefully it's not too rocky right there. Park right there maybe. I might do that. I think we'll turn left here and see what's around here. All right, guys, I'm going to park a bit. We're going to see if we can get the drone up in the air discreetly here. All right, see you in a minute. All right, I got some footage, I think. You guys want to see it? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Southside Speedway.